Welcome to the Take Podcast, where we seek the news that isn't considered popular or relevant enough in today's media landscape, and some things that are. World news and topics from all continents, yes, even Antarctica, ranging from environmental, culture, politics, history, and economics. With that being said, enjoy, and please feel free to reach out and keep this an interactive experience. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Take Podcast. And I know it's been a good while since I was last on here. I had took some time out, unfortunately due to COVID, which was fucking annoying. First time catching that shit out of the, 2 years since it was around. So that was really annoying. Then finally cleared up, went back to work, ended up in overtime, took family vacation. If you saw on the Twitter, I definitely said I was enjoying Hawaii. And I've been doing a lot of research lately to make sure I got content available. And along that time, funny enough, for a second I thought it might have been spam. But it looks as though a listener reached out to us via the email at podcasttotake@gmail.com. And it was actually an invite to a new platform. Now, to be honest, I was a little skeptical at first. I was like, okay, who is Megan? I don't know who this person is. But I have to say this platform has been wonderful. As such, it has had me reevaluate the way I'm doing things. So, restructured the membership or the tiers for the Patreon, as well as recording schedule. So, pre-recorded for Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple, Amazon, Audible. They will all be taken care of once again, uploaded onto Patreon on Fridays for the early listen. Sundays for everybody else on, your streaming platforms. And with the new app, I'll be actually doing live recordings. Now, some of those are going to be, let's say, quick takes. As of right now, I'm still a little up in the air on how I'm going to go forward with that. I'm leaning towards Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just cover a couple topics here and there. But I want to say thank you to Megan, because I have enjoyed the Wisdom app. Yeah, I was a little thrown off to Wisdom app? Okay. But it has been, amazing listening to that app. The people that I have come across and everything, I have personally yet to hear or hear anybody else say they have experienced arguing, people cursing people out, being disrespectful to one another. I haven't heard anybody say this is just another version of Twitter Spaces. Oh, this is just another version of Clubhouse. It's been a wealth of knowledge. So once again, thank you, Megan, for the invite. Once again, people, the link tree is there in the show notes, along with all the resource material that's always posted there. A couple episodes have polls for you to put your votes on topics. Even a couple questionnaires to reach out. And there's always the Twitter, Patreon, and now, thankfully, the Wisdom app. I would also like to give a shout out to a couple people whose talks have been wonderful on here. Like the Curious Podcast. Definitely check them out if you want something that's even more, let's say, random than what I cover, or what me and Prince Akeem have talked about, but to a more, let's say, even open-minded train of thought. Miss M.T. Stevens, Jason B., Andrea Raquel, and Hakeem Aliboska Alexander. Definitely check those people out if you go and choose to join the Wisdom app. Also, look into the Curious Anarchist. That was a random me hopping on 4 or 5 in the morning and just being like, okay. A British born presenter, coach, and into sales. Yeah, sure. Now let me just give a listen to what's going on here. Good time. But enough about the Anchor app and Spotify and Audible and Wisdom and Twitter, emails. Enough of all that. Let's just discuss a couple of things. So back on episode 3, there was a poll I had available. And episode 3 was tickets of gold and citizenship. And at the bottom, in the show notes, I had, what topic would you prefer I dedicate an entire episode to? Countries without extradition, the gun debate in North America, tax havens, or the history and cultural impact of hookahs. So what do you know? Got a 3-way tie. Countries without extradition, tax havens, and the history and cultural impact of hookahs. Yeah. So I'm actually going to be doing countries without extradition as the pre-record. Tax havens will be the exclusive bonus content on Patreon. And the history and cultural impact of hookahs. That one I'm actually going to go live on the Wisdom app with. Now, with the Wisdom app, you are able to join. Just, hey, request you want to join, have a conversation. And the good thing is, should you choose to do it for yourself as a podcaster, or, content creator, just doing some research or something like that, you actually have the option to choose how long people have the floor. How much time they have at the table with you to speak. Now, on average, people tend to choose, 10 minutes. And some people actually just like to go, full-blown deep dive conversation. And you'll see 30 to 60-minute conversations going on. And people's backlog, or let's say their catalog of talks, wow, lengthy, yet so eye-opening to just hearing other people talk that I can't highly recommend the app enough. I truly can't. But there was a thing of the gun debate in North America. Now, nobody chose it, but it did lead me to two other random things. So I decided, I'm not gonna do a true full blown deep dive into that one, but more of just a quick take. And being that midterms just went down, let's see what happens there. So going forward, you got a little insight on what's coming up next. For those of you that actually sat and whether you watched the video interview I did with the man who has been the one since day one, I'm talking about UWA Elites heavyweight kingpin, one Corey Dillinger. So, if you heard the podcast interview, if you watched it via Spotify's video podcast, or even head over to the Take Podcast YouTube channel, let me know what you thought about that. As going forward, I do plan on actually doing more interviews. As of right now, it's just a matter of reaching out and setting the schedule properly with other people. Especially with the holidays coming up, it's gonna be a little busy. So I'm looking to finish the year out strong. I'm gonna take a little break. Yes, I know. He just came back and he's going on break again. Wow. I'm gonna take a 2-week break and hit the ground in takeoff mode. A lot of work there. Aside from that, that's all I have for right now. I look forward to hearing people reach out. If you got any suggestions, anything at all, any comments, once again, you have the email at podcasttotake@gmail.com. Also hit us up on the Twitter. Once again, should you choose to join the Wisdom app. And while you're at it, take a trip to the Patreon. I'm sure you'll find something interesting there. Aside from that, all I can ever say is what I always say. Enjoy yourself, enjoy the day, and stay prosperous. Peace.